To paint a beach in front of your water, mix up a sand color, and then paint curvy sand dune shapes at the edge of your water. Fill in the rest of the beach with your sand color, and then mix up a lighter sand color. Create some lumps in the beach, and then fade those lines down into the base color of the sand. This will give your beach a natural, sandy, hilly dune look. Then mix up a darker color and take the very tip of your brush and lightly stamp that into the sand to create little shells or sand grains. You could paint a grassy hill in front of some leafy mountains. Start by mixing up some green. Paint the horizon line of your foreground field. It could be flat or slightly hilly. And then fill in below the horizon line. Then mix up a darker and lighter color of your grass. Make light upwards brush strokes to get that grassy texture. To paint snow in front of a mountain, mix up a very light gray and use it to paint the horizon line of the snow. Fill in below, and then use pure white on the top of each snow dune and fade it down in to the base layer below. Create several mellow hills throughout your snowfield. You could have rocks in your foreground. This would especially be true if you wanted to do a waterfall. Start by mixing up a rock color and then creating the horizon line of the closer up cliff or rock. Fill in below and then texture the entire cliff with a lighter and darker rock color. Twist the brush in your fingers and lightly drag it down the page to make zigzag rock textures. Repeat with a darker color. On a grassy field, you could have a lake. Mix up a watercolor and use water to paint the shape of your lake. Let at least some of the edges of your lake go off the edge of the paper. You don't want to just have a circle in the middle of the field. Fill in the entire lake and then mix up a lighter color for the ripples. Use a small brush and a light back and forth motion to create ripples starting at the back of your lake and working your way forward, allowing the ripples to get a little bit wider and longer as they come towards you. If you have a blank snowfield, you're ready to put some trees in that field. Mix up a green for some pine trees and start at the very back using a small brush and make downwards feathering brush strokes to create little tiny pine trees along the horizon line. These should be very small. As they go down the page, they'll get slightly bigger. As you get towards the middle of your field, they'll become medium size and you can start to use some black to get shadows on the limbs. Go back over your snow trees with little lumps of pure white paint to show snow on their branches. In the front of your pine forest, you'll want at least one big tree. Start at the top of the big tree towards the top of the page and continue making those downwards feathery brush strokes until you've created a large tree shape. There should be some see-through areas through the branches. Don't make it completely solid. Go in with some lighter pine tree colors and some darker pine tree colors to give texture, and then mix up a brown for the tree trunk. Make a skinny tree trunk that goes all the way towards the top and go back over the tree trunk with a little bit of black to give a shadow and some texture on your tree trunk. Then layer back over your tree trunk with a little more green to show that some of the branches cover the trunk. Then go back over your branches with a few piles of white snow, lightly angling down the branches, and don't overdo it. And there you have a pine forest.